start the game. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Middle Tennessee's offense will have the football first. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. It's a big test for him.
And here's the thing, proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Looking to throw, it's Battiato. Makes the grab. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
That's a first down for the offense.
Offense in the sumo set with the big boys. They go to the ground. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on first down.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Listen to this place. Oh, man, and they love their Badgers. Third down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. With the catch, it's Lacey. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
Really nice job by the defense there. You're trying to force the quarterback to throw the football in front of you and allow your guys to square up and make a tackle out in space. You got to force the ball carrier to do something special after the catch. Not able to do it there, so really nice tactic by the defense.
Kick is in the air. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. The Badgers offense will go to work for the first time today. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead, and it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well today.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Now facing a third and long. Back to pass, it's Edwards. He'll off one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
The kick is on its way. Catches it cleanly at the 20. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Butler. Good, solid pickup on that one, and they've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Good job by the receiver there, not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page.
Breaks into the open. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding I get the ball to my slot guy, he can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man, just he catches the football and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
Leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Back to throw, it's Battiato. Finds the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Quick pass on the jet motion. Couldn't quite get the huge play on that one, but he goes out of bounds at the 37.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get them out of a spot.
They'll get this drive started from their own 26. Got it behind the line. It's Mason. Oh, he's got some space.
I tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
The Badgers can really attack on this 2nd and short. They'll try the run. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Really good-looking run right there. He reminds me of one of the greatest Wisconsin players of all time, Heisman Trophy winner Ron Dayne. He was a teammate of mine with the New York Giants, and he was so good at being patient and setting up blocks. This guy shows that patience as well. He really helps out the running game because he's not in a rush. He just takes his time and carves his way through the defense.
Got his man downfield. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away he saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football, and that's why this offense had a positive gain right away.
Back to pass, it's Edwards. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Leaves it with the running back. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
It's third down, and they've got to get it to the 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds a soft spot in the middle. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
Well, they execute the in route. Now, how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
And the Badgers will snap it on 1st and 10. The give on the inside. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, and makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Edwards. Fires to the big fella. Turning it on! Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
And this one sails through just inside that left upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. Putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Bringing it back. And the returner goes down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Listen to this place. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. 3rd down coming. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And here comes the punt team. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Dropping back, it's Edwards. Got a man, it's Mason. Run out of bounds, they'll spot him at the 24.
And it's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. Quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. They'll give it to the back. There he goes.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
inside, a minute to play and a half. Might we get a touchdown after all before the break? Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, missed the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
Clock winding towards 0. They'll get one more snap off. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And he's made 1 already, and this one ought to be cake from 21 yards out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. The lead now 6 here in the second. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there in Madison. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's head back to a great scene there in Camp Randall.
We are just about ready to start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Got a little room. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown.
You know, we just went to half and we drew up all these adjustments and things we got to do differently to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they stretch the lead to 13. What a return that one was. 95 yards. He took it back for 6. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Looks like he's going to try to return it. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the second half. Oh, ball's out! The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. I don't know if it was luck or... And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Looking to pass, it's Battiato. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Working that left side now. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
He'll pull it on the read. Breaks into the open. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. The run from the shotgun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Listen to this place. Oh, man, do they love their Badgers. 3rd down coming.
And I tell you what, why would you not do this? I love it. Short yardage situation, get your QB sneak. You've already got everything going. You got a few first downs. You got that momentum on your side. Just get the first down, get that new set of downs. Now, if you want to go attack now.
Here's an opportunity for this offense in search of its first touchdown. It's 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I hate being that guy to say just take a dive, don't take a hit. But when the play is going absolutely nowhere, you might think about it.
First, do no harm, right? And you've already been harmed, so just don't make it worse.
Don't take those big shots unless you know it's for an important situation, goal line, 3rd down, touchdown.
Snags it over the middle. The quick feed, the acceleration, the vision, and he works his way to the 44.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
A defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. Dropping back, it's Battiato. Quick completion on the out. Oh, he's got some space. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with a first down.
And it's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
Complete on the shuffle. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Fires to the tight end. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Little touch pass to the receiver. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the 3rd. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. He wants to throw it again. He's got his man, makes the grab. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
These third downs are so critical in deciding the outcomes of football games, especially when you start to get closer to the end zone. You drill it, you practice it. This offense needs to be dialed in, needs to be in rhythm, and needs to execute on this third down.
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
I love the play call there on 4th and short, because even if you don't get it, the opponent now has to march the entire length of the field. But because you did, you've now got a fresh set, and offensively, you've got to pay this off now. You've got to score a touchdown.
1st and goal, and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. He'll do it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, one of the reasons this offense likes the option game with the quarterback is to use his speed and try to attack the perimeter of the field. The defense, though, not having any of it. You saw the contain on the play, forcing him back in the middle of the field, and they're able to corral him for a huge loss.
Looking downfield, it's Vattiato. And he can't find his man as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
They'll come to the line just trying to keep their hope alive on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Middle Tennessee. Before that score, considering last rites, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive, and they've got a chance.
And I'm looking on the field right now, I'm looking at their sideline. They're energized, Reese. After that last score, all of a sudden, they believe they can come back and win this game. This is a totally different-looking team than what we saw earlier.
Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And boy, did they play keep away on that drive. Didn't think they were ever going to give it up. And they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
Wants to throw. It's Edwards. He finds a dead spot in the middle. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
How about this offense, man? You got to love it. Late in the 4th quarter, you have the lead. They don't get conservative. Staying balanced. Run, back it up with a pass, getting the 1st down, a few more 1st downs, and you can walk out of here with a W.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the 4th quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on 1st down. Better job on 2nd down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw again. He hurls one deep down the left side. Snags it. Can't quite cross the plane to get in the 6, but they'll have the first down. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Badgers line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to blast their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wisconsin!
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point makes this a 13-point game here in the 4th. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they closed the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. He'll return it. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Back to throw, it's Vattiato. Quick strike complete. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Caught over the middle. It's Galloway. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Galloway. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. He's looking to throw. Floats it out in space. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. I know you want to take what the defense gives you, but at this point, you have to push the ball downfield a little more, David.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the defense wants you to do. Check the football down. That's what they're going to give you, but we need scores. Down multiple scores. Got to push the ball down the field. Take more chances.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
The offense comes out needing a score here, down 1 possession. Just a short pass to the tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Catch in the middle. It's Galloway. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a 1st down for this offense.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
Moving closer to the red zone. It's at the 27 on 1st down. Finds his tight end. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play.